Good afternoon, Royal Family, and welcome back to my channel. I am Koketo Makua, aka the Pageant Boss Babe. I am very excited to welcome you back to yet another episode where we get to talk about all things pageantry and, of course, all things business as well. But before we do that, I wanted to share with you the wonderful news that I received this morning. Yours truly, your favorite boss babe, has been nominated for an award. I'm super excited. Mainly because, I put it up on my vision board that going into this year, I want to participate in awards and to have been, I think it's the second one for the year. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure if it was end of last year or beginning of this year, where I was nominated and elected as one of the top 50 most memorable women of 2022. And now we are in February and I've just received this nomination, and very relevant to what I'm building because I was nominated by Image Africa Awards, I think it is, as Businesswoman of the Year. So I do hope that it goes well, but obviously it's not just going to happen. I need your participation in terms of voting. Please do vote to ensure that we do get this one in the bag. Those are the kind of items we want in the bag because they also do increase our accolades, all right? So with that being said, let us get on with the order of the day. I am going to be discussing sponsorship. Pageants charge sponsorships, and you as a boss babe, what can you use your sponsorship for in pageantry? Right, so as you all know, I run Miss and Mrs. Township South Africa and team program, and most recently added the Face of Little Miss Township South Africa team. So as part of our model, we charge a sponsorship fee, which I'm going to break it down as to why we do charge a sponsorship fee and what that sponsorship fee is used for. So usually we do get contestants that do enter, and now I must let you know that before we kick off the journey, we host a conference, a virtual conference, right, before we hand out our contracts. And the reason for that is because we want everyone that participates in this journey pageant to understand what they're getting themselves into. As I did explain in, I think, my very first video, that MTSAT is not a non-profit making organization, but it is a private company, which means that we are in business, and we are in business to also make a profit. And there are various ways to ensure that you do make a profit. Not only that, but to ensure that you are paying your expenses, to ensure that everyone that is a part of this journey has the best experience and they also take something away from it. So sponsorship fee, in essence, is your investment to ensure that your pageant journey is well catered for. So I'm going to start firstly with how to set up your sponsorship fee. And then over and above that, I'm not going to go too much into detail. I'm just going to give a basic overview. And of course, I am hosting a session on the 25th of March, of which, if you want to find out more as a pageant boss babe in how to determine your sponsorship fee, you're more than welcome to purchase a ticket or to purchase a seat. And I will be giving you an in-depth breakdown of how you can get to do this. So first things first, when you do set up your pageant, you need to determine if you are in this just as something you want to give back to the world, or if you do want to serve the world, but also make a profit and income out of it, right? And obviously, if it is the latter, there is, you have to model your business according to that. But if it's the former, you need to keep your costs as low as possible to ensure that you're not also crippling yourself in the process. So now, for the purpose of this video, I'm only going to talk about, the second option being in this for the business part of it. So with regards to sponsorship fees, what contestants need to understand is that as a business, you do have expenses, and those expenses do exist to ensure that you offer the best experience to the contestants that have entered for that particular year. With MTSAT, we are not just an onstage pageant, but we are a journey pageant. What that means to those that might not really understand pageant jargon is that it doesn't last for only 2 months, and it's not only about you registering or entering the competition, getting your sash, walking on stage, winning your prizes, and that's that. But it's an empowerment program. It's actually a journey. So in that journey, there are certain requirements that you need to meet, right? And part of those requirements are a sponsorship fee. MTSAT journey for the Misses, and the team, it is about 6 to 8 months, right? Differing year to year, but on average, it's never longer than 8 months. The reason actually it was 8 months long was because the country was closed and then opened and then closed and then opened again. So that's why it became so long. But on average, for the other 2 years and this year continuing, it's been structured to be 6 months. And that 6 months consists of semi-finals and then also a finalist leg. So now, during that time, right, there are expectations that contestants have that the organization will fulfill, and there are also expectations that the organization, being the beauty pageant itself, that we have that the contestants must fulfill. And that is written down in a contract that's handed out. And with us, before we kick off any journey, whether it's a semi-finalist journey or a finalist journey, we do furnish you with a contract that we give you time to read through. And we also host a conference where we give you an opportunity to ask those questions so that you are fully clear about what is expected of you and what you can also expect. So a sponsorship fee is the topic of discussion for today, and that's what I'm going to focus on. Sponsorship fee is asked to be able to fund the expenses that we do incur as a pageant, trying to offer you the best experience that we possibly can. What contestants need to understand is that running a pageant is actually quite expensive. It is quite costly. And every single thing that you get to see is paid for, right? So, and the staff personnel that also do assist, they also need to earn an income, and so does the director. The director also needs to earn some sort of an income, unless, of course, they're not running this as a business. They're just doing it as an act of love to the world, right? Which there are such pageants as well. I do run my foundation, Logo Rise, where we do acts of kindness. But in terms of MTSAT, it is a business. It is registered as a private business, and it is a profit-making business, which means that we can't also knock on doors and asking for grant funding. In terms of the sponsors that we do sign up, usually it is a trade exchange, but if we do have sponsors that are paying a certain amount, right, that are committing a certain amount, they also have expectations that we do need to offset the cost that they've given us. So that is separate. What I am talking about here is the sponsorship fee that contestants are normally asked to pay to the pageant to ensure that the pageant does run. Now, I'm going to put a holistic view, keeping in mind as well that when you do run an event, there is a cost that you do charge for the ticket, right? But that amount usually covers, for example, when we're running our semis, we do give food, and didn't charge the semi-finalists, right? We didn't charge them a fee for that, which means that they're catering for that entire day and makeup and whatever else that maybe we do not expect them to pay for would have to come for that amount. And sometimes, right, it would also work against us. So I've had to go back to the drawing board and rework that model. So I'm raising that to qualify that costs that I will be mentioning that have to do with an event, that they do not necessarily come from the ticket. You do get pageants that will charge an amount of 1,000 maybe plus for their events, right? And obviously that will help them to be able to cover the complete event for them to be able to host you. But now to go back to the sponsorship fee amount, I said that I was raising that to qualify the other amounts that, will cover for the event. So with the sponsorship fee with MTSAT, our sponsorship fee run the office, A, and then B, your voting card is not created by me or anyone that has a steady salary. It's created by a graphic designer who is a consultant. So that means that for every item that she has to create, she charges us a fee, and we have to ensure that we pay her. And this money would then be taken out from your sponsorship fee to pay her. Whatever other events that we do have, that might include the charity ball, Mother's Day, whatever, hiking, and everything else that we do host, she creates a poster, and we therefore are liable to ensuring that we do pay her the amount that she's charged us, and this amount would normally come from the sponsorship fee. On social media, we announce your qualification as a semi-finalist or a finalist, right? I'll get to finalist, but the structure is more or less the same. So as a semi-finalist or a finalist, right? When we do announce, we do have a social media person that is pro rata. She also attends during events. So in essence, by pro rata, I mean she's not on our payroll, but we do pay her for as and when we do require her services. So in essence, we could also consider her a consultant. So every time she does work, she does invoice the organization. And when we are doing the announcement, because it's so many cards that need to be announced and personalized, right? Your name, surname, and obviously your province. So with that being said, it would take too much time out of the office, and therefore we would then not be able to do what we need to do effectively. So she comes in and then we pay her for that particular activity as well. So your sponsorship fee would also cover that, right? Over and above that, from time to time, we do host workshops. Sometimes you find that we're able to talk to specialists in whatever category that we are hosting the workshop for, and we're able to negotiate and do a trade exchange where we don't pay, which is great for us. But then there's other times where people would want to get paid for that particular thing. So then that money would also ensure that we pay for that. We also need to pay for things such as your t-shirts. We also need to pay for your photo shoots. We would also need to pay for items such as photographers. And when we are hosting your semi-finalist ball, right, yes, there is an amount that you do pay for your ticket, but that only would be able to offset costs such as foods and drinks and the venue fee, and that's it, because also the venue fee is quite costly, right? Food and the venue fee are very large expense. But remember, for that day as well, we need to pay speakers, right? We need to pay for the stage. We need to be able to ensure that we pay the DJ, we pay for the sound. The DJ and the sound are separate. Previously, we also used to get a videographer, but that became too expensive, and it's an expense we can do without, because on the day we also do hire a social media person that will be there feeding content as well. So even her, we pay her separately for that day. And quite recently, we've gotten also someone that takes videos for our YouTube channel, and that's where we'll be able to extract the video. So we also get her, and she'll be able to then put a vlog together which we would also be able to pay her for that particular vlog, right? So those are some of the expenses that we need to cover. But over and above that, the office still needs to be run for us to be able to continue communicating to you, to be able to produce material, to ensure that you get t-shirts, for us to be able to make sure that your entire program is run, right? Even when you do invite us to come through to maybe some events that you are hosting, the banners that we do need, and every single activity that you do see, even the data that is needed to ensure that we host workshops and whatever, all of that feeds in, and it is paid for by that sponsorship fee. And over and above that, the office personnel need to also be paid. And also, some of the prizes are not necessarily sponsored, right? Some of the prizes that we will give, for example, finalists, when they when finalists, by prizes I don't mean for the title holders, I mean prizes for the finalists. When finalists are chosen and they do get welcomed, they normally get a little bag to just welcome them on board. Sometimes it is sponsored, but if it's not, right, that sponsorship fee is also used to ensure that we cater for that. Some pageants, right, have a very great model as well, where they will ask for finalists to buy each other presents, right? But what is the pageant also giving? So we also give a thank you for that, and also your sessions for the finalist journey will come from that. So there is quite a lot, right? And that is just items that I'm loosely throwing in. I mean, there's still items like MCs that I haven't covered, and also if there is choreography that is required, if there is decor that needs to be done for the day, and there is so many expenses that have not even been touched upon. But you know, these are some of the items that one would need to pay for from your sponsorship fee. Now, with the Pageant Boss Babes, right, how you would structure, obviously, your sponsorship fee without also overpricing yourself. I also need to just, you know, backtrack a bit and just put it out there that with MTSAT, when I went into this, I wanted to offer a pageant that is formal, right, to women that would not necessarily be able to participate in a pageant that is also formal and on a large scale, but would charge a sponsorship fee that they would not be able to raise. So some pageants would charge a sponsorship fee for maybe semi-finalists, 25,000 rands, which is quite a lot of money, right? When I participated in another pageant, I raised just the sponsorship fee and I didn't take anything out of pocket, right? And that's something that I want to advise, that when you are participating or taking part in a pageant, try by all means, right, to knock on doors, because there are companies and people that are willing to partner with you if you do give them back what you promised to give them back. I mean, I had amazing sponsors during my journey. I had, you know, a sanitary pad sponsor me. I had orthodontist also sponsor me, and a fashion house also sponsor me, right? And all of those fed into raising the total sponsorship fee. But you need to be strategic about it. What are you going to give them back? And once you do promise what you are going to give them back, you need to also ensure that you deliver on your promise so that they also get the value for their money. But with our pageant, what we also do is we aid our contestants with donation forms. And what I want to advise is that when you are given a donation form, don't wait until a week before your sponsorship fee is due. But from the minute you are announced, or you know that you will be participating and what is expected of you, ensure that you start knocking on doors from that moment on to ensure that you do raise your amount, because chances are that even the amount you've raised is not, well, I can only speak for MTSAT. With us, we offer value, and more value even for your money, right? And that money is put back to you, even in terms of paying the admin costs, right? The operational costs to run the organization. It still goes back to you. With MTSAT, we offer high quality service, right? Our service is world class. We're not always perfect. We don't always get it right, but we try to offer world class service. And also the sponsorship fee does cater for that. Now, as a finalist, right, when we get to your finalist journey as well, there are certain costs that will need to be covered. I did mention that your semi-finalist journey will also see to it that you've got a sash, that you also have got your items, your prizes that you will be getting as well. Your welcome to the finalist journey, thank you gifts, right? Gifts, that's the word that I'm looking for. Those will be covered in there. But your finalist journey on its own also is a different ball game, and it's even more expensive than the semi-finalist journey, meaning that there are more costs that needs to be taken care of, right? And those costs would include your hotel bill, your transportation fees to the home and back, your transportation fees if the hotel does not offer a shuttle to the auditorium or the theater, right? And then over and above that, the base minimum food that you'll be getting and drinks for that day. And also the stage choreographers, your projectors, your screens, your tickets for the judges and other personnel that are invited to come watch you on stage, and also where we might need to pay for judges, your judges' fee, and also the photo shoot that we will be doing and the photo shoot for the title holders, and also unsponsored items that are prizes for the winners as well. And over and above that, everything else that I have mentioned in your semi-finalist leg that will manifest itself as well in your finalist leg, also that needs to be catered for and that needs to be taken care of. Now, in essence, that is what your sponsorship fee will cover. Now, for the Boss Babes, obviously, you also need to make sure that your company does realize some sort of a profit. Now, as a Boss Babe, if you are in this to also make a profit, you obviously then would put a markup that would see to it that you do make some sort of profit, that you can also make sure that the company keeps running even during quiet times, or also, to ensure that maybe you meet certain targets that you have set for the organization as well. And it might not also be always feasible maybe in the first 3 years that you are running the company, because as I did say, you want to establish your brand, you want to make sure that you do actually have a market and you are running as well before you start charging ridiculous amounts of fees. And I basically also don't believe in being greedy, because that is not part of my value system. As I mentioned, that everything that I do feeds into my value system. So if that's the case, then you'll probably need to focus also on ensuring that you get sponsors that are not trade exchange, but that are paying for a service, right, for your pageant, so that there is a bit of a balance as well. We are not trying to get rich quick by breaking the community, but we want to ensure that we are offering value for your money and also making somewhat a decent profit from that. So with that being said, I hope this has answered your questions with regards to sponsorship. I still feel that there's a lot that I have left out, and this topic can really be expanded upon. So I'm also going to invite you to maybe ask me questions. You can put it down in the comment section, or also send me an email on my email address that's been given here and also in my description box. and you can DM me also on Instagram. Obviously, I am running a workshop on the 25th of March in Pretoria at the Manhattan Hotel for boss babes that are looking to crack into the industry, that maybe have cracked into the industry and want to maybe formalize or, make a profit, and also ensure that they're catering for their operational costs, or just generally making sure that your wheel is turning. If you are looking to do that, or maybe you want to run a pageant but you're not really convinced and you need more information, please do sign up. I only have space for 20 people, and it's also open to obviously gents. The pageant industry is not only for women, but we do know that even Donald Trump himself used to own a pageant. So it's open to anyone that is interested in running a pageant and making a business out of it, and maybe just wanting to also find out more. I will also be hosting workshops for pageant queens, contestants that are looking to structure themselves to win, right? Set themselves up to win. I will also be launching that pretty soon, so do look out for that. But in that, more information will be given out, and it is the first, but it's not the last. I will be hosting more such workshops, exactly the same workshops, and also expanding on that as well. So it's part of a series in essence. So if you do miss the first one, you can look out for the next one. In a year, I am planning on hosting at least 3 of the same kind, maybe in different provinces. And I also have been asked by people internationally to also host it online. So I will be doing that as well. But I think it's also going to be quite nice doing it face to face. But if you want it online, please do look out for that. With that being said, I am going to say my goodbye. I do hope that this was valuable. Do let me know if you want me to expand on this, what other topics you want me to touch base on. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this with your network, and also to give this a thumbs up. Thank you so much for your time and watching this till the end. If you have not subscribed as yet, I really would appreciate you subscribing to this channel. Thank you so much. Mwah.